Welcome to this episode of the Movement Medicine podcast. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in so far. We really appreciate all of your feedback and comments. Please continue to share with your friends, your family, and your colleagues. Please like and share the Facebook page and also subscribe to the YouTube channel. So we thank our partners for the podcast. That's the Fit India Movement, the Back to Fitness Clinic, which is the clinic that Rajat runs, La Ultra The High, which is the race that Rajat puts together in Ladakh, and also the Moving Mountains Within Film, which is the film about the 10th edition of La Ultra The High. So without further ado, I'll hand over to Rajat, who will introduce today's special guest.
Thank you, Darren, and thank you all for watching yet another episode of Movement Medicine. Today we have Dr. Vinay Tiwari from Raipur. So, Dr. Tiwari, welcome on the podcast.
Thank you, Rajat. Thank you, Darren. Thank you.
Great.
Dr. Tiwari, could you please share with us your academic and professional background, please?
I am Dr. Vinay Tiwari. I was born and brought up here in Raipur. That time it was in Madhya Pradesh. Now it's the capital of Chhattisgarh. I did my schooling from Raipur. Then for MBBS, I moved to Amravati, Punjab Rao Deshmukh Medical College, Amravati. After graduation from Amravati, I went to JNM Medical College, Belgaum. From there, I did my MD in pathology. After that, I did a small diploma in diabetology and diabetic training, a diabetic trainer. So that was very interesting being a diabetic trainer because I get to have a lot of patients and to train them in a proper way. So that is something very interesting I do. And that's it. I am practicing in my lab. I have 2 labs. And I have opened a diabetic clinic, which another doctor from Chennai is taking care of. It's the first comprehensive diabetic clinic in Chhattisgarh. And our lab in Chhattisgarh was the first private-owned lab of pathology. So that's pretty much it.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for the introduction. Can you tell us about your fitness and exercise journey? So have you always been active throughout your life and your career? Or is this something which has been relatively new?
I was a lazy kid when I was in school. And apart from a little gully cricket and little bit badminton, I never did anything in my school days. Then once I went to my MBBS, I thought that I should change myself. I joined a basketball group. There I used to play basketball for almost 2 years. That was the first time I went for a run actually. That was the first time I ran outdoors and in the stadium. But that's it. Almost after 2 years when I reached my final MBBS, I stopped everything. Throughout my MD, I was a lazy kid again. I was very lazy. After that, when I came back to my home city, that is the time I started with my fitness journey actually. I went to Vaishno Devi temple. There I decided I'll climb up, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it for more than 10 minutes. There only I decided this is very bad, something very bad happening to me, and I should correct this. I took a resolution from there after coming back, and I started with it. Simple walking, and then I joined a gym. And then from somewhere I heard that Tata Mumbai, that time it was SCM, Standard Chartered Marathon. It was being organized in 2009. But I couldn't register myself. I got late. So again, I did registered in 2010, but I couldn't get entry. I never knew that there is a criteria for entry too. Then finally in 2011, I got a chance. So I had time. I had whole big time to practice and to take a good run. But I couldn't find any coach here in Raipur. There was nobody coaching how to run. There was no one who can train me for a leisure run. There was absolutely no one. I went to coaches who used to train uh, athletes and all those people. But they straight away said to me, running is not for you. Look at you. Running is not for you. Why don't you leave it to somebody else? You will spoil your knee. And there's something what they specifically say, knees will wear off, which is very funny. I find it very funny now, but they used to, like, nobody encouraged me to run. They said running is not for you, leave it. And there were many misunderstandings also. Why do you want to run? Why do you want to go to a road to run? So all those things, because Raipur never had any running community, any running group, any kind of exposure for a leisure run. I call myself as a leisure runner. I am not a pro. I am a leisure runner. I run for fun. So that's the basic thing with me. Then I took over net. I started reading from there. And then finally I went and had a lovely, lovely time in my first half marathon. That was in 2011. From there, whenever I find that somewhere a half marathon is happening, there is a small run which is happening, I used to go there and run. This continued till 2013-14. Then I started moving amongst runners group whenever I used to visit some city. Raipur, Chhattisgarh didn't have any runners community. So finally, in 2015, I decided that why shouldn't I open a runners community? Why shouldn't I take an initiative and open a runners community? So in 2015, I opened a runners community, which is known as Let's Run. So it was the first community of Chhattisgarh, and I invited people to run. So to get active, to do things, come as a family, do run. So I started with that. And it has picked up so well that since last 4 years, I have been organizing qualifier runs. Last year run was AIIF and AIM certified also. So only one run that we do is a proper qualifier run and paid. Rest all the events throughout the year are free. In fact, in a week, we have 3 sessions which are free for anybody to join. Anybody can join. And I insist, people should come with their family, with their kids. And I motivate them that why don't you bring your family there. So that's how it went. And now I'm the first runner from Chhattisgarh to complete the Procam Slam. Just this year I did it. So from half marathon to I moved to full marathons. I'm completing in my own time. I still hope to do ultra, which I have not done. So that's my future plan, to do ultra. But I am a full-time leisure runner now, and I motivate many people. Now there are nearly 500-600 people who join me in my regular events daily. Once there is a workout, at least 30-40 people are there with me to do it. So now people, they have taken running in Chhattisgarh. There are now 4-5 runners community after me who have opened in their respective cities, and now they are organizing runs also. So that's my journey in short.
This is wonderful, Dr. Tiwari. Could you tell us more about being a diabetic trainer? How did you get here? What is it about?
So some 15, 12 years, 12 to 13 years back, since I am a pathologist, I do some tests in me also. I turned out to be pre-diabetic. And I went to few diabetologists around the city. That, Arey, my sugar has come out high, what to do? It was not crossing 200, but still it was 180, sometimes it was 190, sometimes it was 160. So every doctor, every diabetes practitioner told me, first thing you should do is start medicine. and I agreed to none. I said, no, medicine is not the first choice for me. I don't want to. It was uh, like I said, no, 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 no. Medicine is not for me. I can't start it so early. I don't want to start it so early. Then I read a lot about the physiology, the pathology of diabetes. I studied literally uh, Jocelyn. I completed literally half Jocelyn. I reading it that what is diabetes, how uh, the sugar metabolism actually works. Then I found out medicine is the last resort, and that uh, I implemented the whole thing into me. And since last almost 13 years, I'm still pre-diabetic. So the change of pre-diabetic to diabetic every 5 years, there is a 95% chance for changing a pre-diabetic to diabetic. But still, I'm pre-diabetic. So that's a huge thing what exercise has done to me. And I then I started interacting with the patients. I have a lot of diabetic patients who are coming to me. So I started interacting with many of them. I found that the education in them is missing. There is a lot of uh, misconceptions. There is a lot of things which are missing in that. So then I found out that there is a uh, specialized course for diabetic uh, this education. I did it, and now I'm a better educator. I'm the only, I think, MD pathologist, diabetic educator. So in my free time, I just get hold of a patient and then start telling him. I have various presentations also, which I go to community and present that exercise is the first thing you do. Second thing is your diet, and the remaining sugar, whatever is there, you kill it with medicine. First, you do exercise and diet, and the last thing you do is medicine. So the remaining sugar, you kill it with medicine. First two things, diet and exercise, will kill majority of the sugar. So that's the lifestyle change what you have to do. So I preach this to my patients.
That's great. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. I wonder whether you could just give a little bit more detail as to the actual exercise that you do to keep yourself pre-diabetic.
Oh, okay, right. See, I do lot of cardio. Like my every week I do lot of cardio almost for uh, 3 to 4 hours. I do cardio. So that's my weekly schedule. I have to do that. First thing. Second thing, I do a lot of strength training also. I trained myself almost for 10 to 15 days in CrossFit in Mumbai. I went there for professional class in the first CrossFit studio of India, that is in Mumbai. So I do CrossFit also. To my level, I'm not that pro. I don't have that thing, but still I do it. So I do a lot of cardio. I do a lot of strength training. I'm very weak in flexibility. That I agree. I'm working on it, but somehow I'm good in cardio and strength both. So these two things are keeping me uh, for being a frank diabetic. That's what I feel. Apart from diet is also something which I am weak at, but I do take care of my diet.
So, Dr. Tiwari, do you do or address this whole physical inactivity amongst our colleagues who are very inactive, not doing enough? Do you try addressing it for them as well?
Yes, yes, definitely. I invite them. I regularly invite them. Uh, always invite them for my events, and I invite them to come and join me on my regular routines. Regular routine is something which people should take. Any event is only an exam or only something which you do once a while. That should motivate you to do it on a regular basis. So I do keep on inviting them, but the turnaround is not that much. Maybe they are busy with their own schedule. uh, there are some misconceptions also. a very interesting thing I'll tell you. I had an injury in my right knee. Okay, some 3 years back. I had an injury in my right knee. So for that, I went to an orthopedician. The orthopedician said strictly no running. So that's what he said. No, no, you don't have to run now. Stop everything. I said, look, I'm not stopping. It won't stop me. I can slow down. It won't stop me. And after that, I have completed almost 35 half marathons. So now the orthopedician is joining my runs. He comes to me and join my runs. So that's the change. What he feels that this is something good we all can do. The same orthopedician is coming to my runs, joining my exercises. So that's one example. And of course, I heard Dr. Anand Joshi. He transformed me also. I had a bad injury. I went to him. Everybody suggested that you have to get yourself operated. But Dr. Anand Joshi, the great work, I saw his podcast also. So he helped me a lot. He just said, no, you have to move. That's the first thing you have to do. So it goes like that.
I just want to touch on what you were saying about your colleagues. How
Yeah.
much do you think it's about education related to the particular drugs that they're prescribing? So, for example, obviously with type 2 diabetes, a lot of doctors are prescribing metformin, but the mechanism
Yes.
of action through which metformin works is exactly the same as exercise.
Exactly. Yes.
So I just wonder whether, it's about educating the doctors that, you can prescribe these drugs, but actually if you get them to do some exercise, not only will you address the diabetes, but you'll give them all the other benefits as well.
Exactly. There's something missing in our MBBS course. We all should have training in sports physiology, which is completely missing. We skip that part totally. We never understand that since now the exercise is come as a prescription, they are literally prescribing exercise, but we never did it. We never understood how a sports physiology actually works for our body, not only in diabetes, but in many cases like infertility. Now people have been prescribed exercise for infertility also, and that is helping them. So education for sports physiology and all these things, that these are the minimum basic exercises you along with you should do and prescribe to the patients. So that part is missing in our MBBS course, and everybody just skips it. Even if it is there in the book, they will skip it. So it should be made mandatory, because doctors can change a lot of community. They can change the community once they start doing it. So with your webinars, actually, many will be inspired, and they will take this and spread it to the community. It's a wonderful thing.
Dr. Tiwari, could you please touch on some myths and misconceptions that are out there, and the public is just confused about them, and you're dealing with them left, right, and center?
See, everybody, whomever I met for running, they stopped me. They stopped me because they said, you will spoil your knee. Like, this is the most common thing. Second myth, what they think is running is good only in soft surface. But we don't have soft surface. Where will we run? We don't have soft surface. So running in road, which everybody said, no, you should not do. So this is a big myth. Third thing, many people say you should get up early in the morning, 4 o'clock, and run. So 4 o'clock running is stopping many to run. You are getting up at 7, go run at 7. You're getting up at 8, it's a good time. Still you can run. So that's thing. Many people say, I don't have time to run. So I'll tell you my experience, how I have taken out time. I have taken out 2 hours for myself, 1 hour from sleep and 1 hour from work. So these 2 hours I have taken out, and I'm exercising or doing something of my own in that time. I felt that I am working too much and I felt that I am sleeping too much. So these 2 hours. So you will find time if you want to, and you have to take it out. It won't come to you. So talking about myths, the timing of doing exercise, which many say I said, okay, you have time in night, go there, run, go there, walk, go to the gym. Now gyms are open 24 hours also in many places, even in Raipur. So these are the few things people have blocks. And many people say that you should do it empty stomach. Even that created problem in Raipur. We do we have to eat? Diet is a also a big thing which people should be aware of. Not only the sports activity, but that should also be included in our MBBS group. Like this is the MBBS protocol. Like this is the diet you should prescribe. So these are the few myths what I feel that people should have.
So just picking up on one last thing, if I may.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of diabetic patients are worried about starting exercise
Yes.
because of certain contraindications, complications, those types of things. Could you
Right.
just dispel that myth for us, please?
Yeah. Whenever I ask my patient to start take up exercise, I say first thing you do is bring your sugar in a proper level. You should know this is my low sugar and this is my high sugar. Once you are moving in between this, then it is the time for you to take exercise as a routine thing. If your sugar is very high or very low, no, you should not. Once you start in this level, after some time, it won't go too high or low. You will start maintaining this level. So this is the time I say that you should always start when you have a very good control. That is the best time for you to start. So you can wait till you have a good control and then start. So that's how I say. And if you're not feeling good, if the sugar is high, you can stop it. But do it maximum time possible in a week. Like I say, do it minimum 5 times. And few more things what I prescribe to my patients. I tell them walk alone. Company will always slow you, because if you have a slow company, you will be slow. And watch for 3 things. One, you should have high breathing when you are walking. You should have you should increase your heart rate, and you should perspire a little bit. So if these things are not happening, you're not exercising. It's just the daily routine you're doing. So go alone and watch if you are breathing fast, if your heart rate is increasing, and you have some amount of sweating. If you're not having these three, try and attend these things. So go to that and maintain it for minimum 20-25 minutes. So this is what I tell my patient.
You touched on it a few times now, being a leisurely runner and, having that smile. That's phenomenal, really. But what's missing in today's world and is in today's running world, everyone is getting out of one rat race, jumping into the other one, trying to do their best times and podium finishes and all that. What do you think, how important is smile and the joy of running? Is that being lost, and what do we do about it?
So, looking at me, I'm not the time one. I don't go for time. Many people go that, but what I feel is when once somebody is in their prime, when they have their age on their side, when they have their training on their side, they can go and break the records. But if you want to do it for a longer time, if you want to do it for your life, you should adapt to leisure run. You're running, you're enjoying the scene. I used to run with my headphones. I've stopped it. I've stopped it because there are so many sounds in the nature which is happening, even the footsteps, even the breathing sounds. There are so many things which is happening naturally. So a leisure run is always good than the timed run. Proudly say my full marathon time is 5:50. and I'm not bothered of it because I enjoy so much when I run. The pain, what I get after that, of course, it gets resolved. But the adrenaline, literally, in my running group, I took 8 people this time to run a full marathon. Everyone cried from that. Everyone was crying with happy tears. So this thing comes when you run leisurely, when you observe each and everything around you are purely in a state of mind. Like I have heard you also say it in your post just 2 weeks back. So that's something very good. And I always ask them, I say one thing in Hindi, दौड़ने से ज्यादा जरूरी है दौड़ते रहना. Like you don't have to run once. You have to take it as a leisure sport and run for life. For that, you have to enjoy it. You just don't have to uh, go for podium finish. Like first few years, you run for medals. Then you run because everybody is clapping at you. After 4 5 years, you are simply running for yourself. If somebody is keep being run for 4 5 years now, that is the person who runs for himself. Because medals will go off in 2 3 years. Praises will go off in 2 3 4 years. Then you are running for yourself. And that is the time you realize what you're doing, and then you are happy about it.
Thank you, Dr. Tiwari. It's been an absolutely fantastic episode with you today. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you,
Have a
Dr.
nice day.
Tiwari. Thank you.
Thank you.
You too.
Yeah. Bye.
Okay, so we'll bring this episode of Movement Medicine to a close. And thank you to everyone that's tuned in.